Hey everyone, this is Linda Johnson, Certified Cicerone from BrewNymph.com, coming at you with another edition of Let's Get a Beer, Florida. Today we have lots of things to talk about, and just like last week, we're talking about, of course, the Jaguars. Go Jaguars! Can you believe that they won that incredible game against Pittsburgh last week? And this week they take on the Patriots for the AFC Championship. More about that in a little while. So go Jaguars! This is AFC Championship weekend edition of Let's Get a Beer Florida, January 20th weekend and week of January 22nd. Now you might have noticed from this awesome glass that I am here in Boynton Beach, Florida at Due South Brewing, and yes, this is an old coaster from around 2014. I'm here at Due South Brewing, where on Saturday, January 20th, they will be having the annual Trench Day release of Mariana Trench Imperial Stout. Now, if you remembered, last week I mentioned this, and a couple weeks ago I even held up my bottle of stout, which I since drank, so it's no longer here. But on Saturday the 20th will be another edition of Mariana Trench Release Day Beer Fest called Trench Day, and that's why I'm here. And I'm already having a great time. I'm having a new beer, and Due South Brewing just opened up a new tap room. We'll be talking about that. And let's just get going. I have a special guest today who is going to talk to us about all things Due South, new tap room, Trench Day, and some other things coming on board. And I'd like to welcome Doug from Due South. Have a seat,
Linda,
Doug.
how are you? Good seeing you. Welcome back.
Oh, I know, Doug. I'm so happy to be here. It was a year since I was here at Due South last for last year's Trench Day. That's where I got this glass. And I thank you for taking some time and chatting with me today.
Absolutely.
This is amazing. Thanks so much to Doug. I've known Doug for a few years on social media, and we finally met in person. That was at a beer fest. Was that at Huna Day or? Oh, no, that was at. That was in Tampa. That was at Beer Camp, I think it was.
Oh, Beer Camp. Yes, it was Beer Camp. Sierra Nevada Beer Camp, which was a phenomenal event.
Oh, wasn't that? That was so much fun. That was so much fun. So this is Doug Farrell. He is the brand marketing manager here at Due South. And like I said, before we get into talking about BeerFest and Jaguars and events around Jacksonville, we're still talking some local events because that's where I'm based out of. We are going to be talking to Doug about Trench Day, the new tap room, and some other things, all Due South stuff. So hang on, this is going to be great. I'm so excited to be here and talk about all of this. So let's talk Trench Day. All right, we've got these cans, first of all. Now guys, this is
new.
It's new, right? These are 6-packs of Mariana Trench Imperial Stout in cans. And what are you holding here?
So I have the Mariana Trench, the Java. So it's our Mariana Trench, our Imperial Stout, where we add coffee to it. This one people go really crazy for. And honestly, this year I'm really excited that instead of bottles, we were doing 22-ounce bottles before.
Right.
They're in 16-ounce tall boy cans, which is kind of crazy.
Right.
For an Imperial Stout, but not unheard of, I don't think.
Well, let's talk about Mariana Trench, the base, first of all. Yeah, I had my bottle. I just drank that in December, and it held up.
What did you think?
It held up very well for the year.
So you had the 2017,
yes,
so last year's Trench?
Yes,
okay.
That I got here last year, and it held up great. The cocoa was very much at the forefront. It held the flavor remarkably well, and I did get the vanilla. The vanilla didn't even fade out. So this has been one of my favorite beers for a while, and this is the 4th annual Trench Day that Due South is doing. So can you tell us a little bit about the Trench Day, the stout?
Sure. Or about the Imperial Stout?
Just the base beer.
Yeah, of course. So Mariana Trench Imperial Stout, it's our award-winning Imperial Stout. It's one we won Best Imperial Stout in 2014 at Best Florida Beer Championships.
Woohoo!
Yeah, we were super stoked for that one. And honestly, for me, I wasn't working here at the time, but I agreed it was probably the best Imperial Stout out there, in the fact that it's not overly sweet and cloying.
No,
there's a lot of Imperial Stouts that get really syrupy and all that kind of stuff. This still has a lot of that roast character, just in the base beer, not even the coffee version. A lot of that good roast, that cocoa quality to it, some chocolate, dark chocolate, a little bit of that vanilla. and just really all comes together in a just under 10% alcohol, so it's
Yeah.
not going to be too bad.
No,
But-
that's the thing about this beer is it's not boozy.
Right, it's
Even
not
at
boozy.
that ABV, it drinks remarkably well. And the cocoa flavors, the vanilla, it's very smooth, very flavorful. It's just a very pleasant beer to drink. I really enjoy it a lot. Been one of my favorites for a while.
Awesome.
So
Love to hear that. Yeah.
oh no, I love it. And this year we mentioned that Due South is canning the Mariana Trench for the first time. Why did you guys decide to go with cans?
So for a very long time, we have been canning our beers, our core beers, the beers that we normally put out there. The only time that we have been bottling in the last couple of years was just the Mariana Trench.
Ah, okay.
So the first thing some of you might notice or have remembered, I believe it was last year, we actually canned our Mexican standoff for the first time.
Right.
In 12-ounce cans. That was kind of our experiment to see exactly how it would run to have kind of a big, bold beer in cans. And people loved it. It worked out for us. So we said, let's just go straight into just doing all cans. We love cans. You can bring them anywhere.
Anywhere, right.
You know, you can stack them. You can do all sorts of things that they're better than just the glass bottles.
And they're recyclable,
And
okay?
they're
Make sure you
recyclable.
recycle those
Always
cans.
Recycle. That's the one thing we put on here to recycle. Please recycle. But that's really the main impetus for us was to just go, you know, the trench was the only thing that we weren't canning.
Oh,
So it made sense to just go and like, we're going to can everything, so let's can everything.
go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so, and these will be on sale at Trench Day?
Correct. They'll be on sale for singles or 4-packs. And the 4-packs, actually for Trench Day, they are, if I'm not mistaken, it's either $2 or $3 off what they would be individually. So you kind of get a little bit of a discount if you're here to buy them there. There's not going to be a limit to what you can buy, but beware that whatever is at Trench Day, that's all
That's
that's
it.
canned. There's
Well, that was leading into my next question.
Yeah.
Will these be available anywhere in the local market
No.
or just here?
just here.
Okay.
It's one thing our owners, Mike and Jody, are very adamant about keeping Mariana Trench. It's a very special beer for us.
Yeah.
We want to keep that here at the tap room just to make sure, it doesn't go on a warm shelf for a long
Right.
time or, sit somewhere where something could happen to it. It's a very special beer for us, so we're going to keep that tradition of it being tap room only
Yeah.
for the cans. Some drafts might go out into the market to some special beer
Accounts.
spots
Yeah.
across South Florida, so keep an eye out for that.
Okay, good to know. Good to know. Now, how many versions of Mariana Trench did you guys brew? Because last year there were a number of versions,
Yes.
and I remember specifically, I wrote an article about this last year, by the way, guys. If you're looking for what Trench Day is all about, take a look at the story on BrewNymph.com from January 2017. I've got some cool pictures of the crowd and the whole thing. But I remember the cookies and cream variant, 4 o'clock tapping, okay? The line snaked all around the place, and it really was that good. So how many variants roughly did you guys do? Well, I mean, I could actually look this up. I do have the tap list here.
You're
the
lucky.
preliminary one anyway.
Cookies and cream is making a return.
Yes!
It's limited quantities again, but the reason why is we have about a dozen different Mariana Trench variations, either
Okay.
through it being aged, so we've got some 17, we've got some 16, 2016, 2017.
Oh, very nice,
So you kind
very
of try
nice.
like a mini vertical of the trench. While you're here at Trench Day, we've got some things like the cookies and cream. We've done we did Irish coffee trench, which is coffee beans soaked in Irish whiskey.
Oh, wow.
Which is pretty cool.
This is going to be so amazing.
Those of you who are big fans of Silky Johnson, we're going to have Silky Johnson on. That's
Oh,
our peanut
yeah.
butter and chocolate.
I see
porter.
this on the list here.
So not only did we do Silky Johnson, but we did a Silky Trench. So we did chocolate peanut butter Mariana Trench.
Oh, guys, my mouth is watering already. Okay,
it's
3
pretty- I
o'clock
don't wanna get too
tomorrow, right?
crazy with you.
Yeah, I
3
can't wait. I can't wait. This is one that stood out to me.
Okay.
Bacon Mariana Trench?
Yes.
Really? Mm-hmm. Really? Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh.
Why not?
Why not, right? Why not? Everybody loves bacon, so let's put it in the Mariana Trench.
We do a bacon, our Kevin's bacon, which is basically our
Yes.
caramel cream with bacon added to it. People love that. It's very unique. It's such an interesting beer. we thought, well, let's try it with Mariana Trench. Why not?
Yeah, why not, right?
Trench Day. That's what we're here
I
for,
love these
right?
guys. These guys try all different kinds of beers, and if you look at their beer list at any given time on their website or go to Untapped or whatever, you will see a whole bunch of Due South beers. And I've been here a few times before. I've known Mike and Jody since, what, 2012, I want to say.
Yeah, since we opened up.
And I met them at a BeerFest, actually, and then I believe I came here like in 2012, and so I've known this brewery for quite some time, and the honey vanilla wheat still remains one of my favorites. I know you guys don't have that all the time, but it is one of my favorites. It's just a easygoing beer.
It is. It's a great one. It's one of our summer beers that we put out there. We use local honey from Loxahatchee, which is just a 20-25 minute drive from the brewery. I think it's like 10 miles as the bee would fly, as it were. But it's all local honey. It's a phenomenal beer, like you said. Easy to drink.
I love it.
Perfect for summer.
Love it. Now, hey guys, one thing, I don't edit these videos, so whatever's going on back there, I mean, those guys are working right now.
They are.
So we're in a working brewery. So
we're actually transferring and doing some final carbonation touch-ups for the beers that are going to be on tap for tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
So we work. I mean, we're going to be here in the morning. We'll probably be working straight until 2:30,
right up until
to make sure
the time.
The beers are like pitch perfect.
Perfect. Okay, let's talk about the Trench Day Beer Fest. We're going to come back to some beer later. Let's talk about the Beer Fest. This is kind of a cozy, intimate gathering. You're not going to find 5,000, 6,000 people here. In fact, only 300 tickets are sold.
That's the maximum that we have, is 300. So it's anywhere up to 300. But if we hit 300, whatever it is, we still have some tickets available, so we're not quite at 300 yet.
So guys, you still have time to get out here.
We're getting close. Not that much time, but we're getting close. Yeah, we feel like 300 is the perfect size to just have people here. That's the one thing that, I don't know, I've been to a lot of beer festivals. You've been to a lot of beer festivals.
Yeah.
The big ones when you're waiting in line and you're just kind of waiting and waiting.
Right.
It's, it kind of takes away from the experience.
Yeah.
Most of the time you're just waiting there. We try to make it to where if there is a line, it's very short. And this year we're looking to do it as much of an open bar type situation as possible. Okay. So it's not even like stand in this station line to get these 4 beers, stand in this station line to get these 4 beers. Come into our tap room. We have over 60 feet of bar space that we're going to have dozens of bar staff that are going to go, what do you want, what do you want, what do you want?
Nice.
And it should just be a quick bing, bang, boom, you got a beer.
Now, one thing I want to mention, guys, that this Beer Fest is held inside at the Due South Brewing warehouse production facility and their brand new tap room, which we're going to talk about in a minute. Okay, let's talk a little bit more about Trench Day. Sure. We've got the beer list here that I'm talking about.
Yeah, Lots of an update this afternoon with the full finalized beer list. So not much of a change from what we put out there, but a couple things. Couple rare ones that we're putting out there. Some
so let's talk about that. I was going to leave that till the end, but you brought it up. We were talking about this ahead of time too.
I'm excited for them.
So we've got a whole bunch of beers already listed, and it says "and more to be announced."
Yes.
So anything you can give us the details on, like ahead of time, or?
I want to.
Oh, come on! Listen to this.
There's a few in there. What isn't on there right now?
Okay, he's going to keep us waiting until...
Okay. Well, one I could definitely tell you about is Manuel's Dojo. We've got some Manuel's Dojo. That is it's our key lime Berliner, and that's like the perfect...
summer beer.
It's a perfect anytime beer, to be honest.
Yeah.
But that's one that I'm excited to see come back out again. It's actually one of my favorite beers that we do here because it's just so refreshing.
And I have to be honest, I've not even heard of that one. So that'll be new to me.
We've only done it like once or not once or twice, but a couple times for beer festivals.
Okay, that's
really
probably why. Because I've had a whole lot of Due South beers over the years, but that one is not even ringing a bell. So anything else you can... I will. I absolutely will. Anything else you can dish out for us, or we just have to wait till tomorrow? And of course, I'll be taking a picture of this tap list.
Yes.
So
we'll be posting it up tonight. There's a trench, Mariana Trench, that isn't on the list that I'm really excited for people to see when we know something on that trench bar is going to kick. We've got something to put on right behind it, and I'm going to keep that one a mystery.
Okay, suspense.
We haven't seen it for probably about, at least a year if not more, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, wow.
But yeah.
Okay, I'm looking forward to it already. I'm getting thirstier and thirstier by the second. All right, one of the ones I noticed on this list is something called caramel latte.
Yes.
That's what you have here?
Right now, yes.
What's that all about?
So caramel latte is a beer that just came out for us.
Right, it's new. I've not had it.
This week we canned it up, and it's on draft. So draft in 16-ounce cans. Again, we're keeping with the 16-ounce can theme right now. It is a imperial cream ale with cold brew coffee added to it.
Oh, nice.
So you get that sweetness, that malt sweetness of the caramel, or the imperial caramel, with the roastiness and just that delicious coffee flavor.
Yeah, who doesn't like coffee, right?
I know.
I don't even drink coffee, and I love coffee beer. So I'll be looking forward to trying that. That one caught my eye when I looked at your list.
And it came out phenomenal this time. Sometimes it's a little too coffee heavy or not enough coffee. This, I think, is the perfect balance. I've been
perfect
really
timing.
Yeah, I know. Perfect. And honestly, this week that it has been cold, this has been perfect.
Right, yeah, that's the thing too. It is warmer here in South Florida than it is up north, I could tell you that. I don't even need a jacket. I have shorts on today. I was wearing sweatpants on the way here, and somewhere along the way I changed. So, okay, that's a little bit about Trench, and it's in cans this time around. A little bit about the BEERFEST, and the thing we haven't talked about yet, and I'm looking around here, is this new tap room in the renovation that Due South Brewing did last year at Trench Day. That whole back area was just really an open space, and you had some beer trucks back there and things. Now we've got barrels back there, a whole bunch of tables, and we're sitting here in the beer garden area right next to the brew house. So this additional space had been acquired. They started renovating it, doing construction last August?
It was, very, very end of August 2017. And we pretty much finished, we opened last week.
Yeah,
so
right, very new. The new tap room just opened. And I'll be taking some video and some more pictures of that. I already took pictures, so I'll be putting that. Obviously, there's going to be a recap story about this, so I'll be putting all of that in the recap story next week. But the new tap room, I don't know if you guys were ever here at the existing tap room, but listen, this new tap room, let's face it, it blows it away, okay? We've got 2,000 square feet inside there.
2,000 square feet.
We've got a wall of windows that face the brew house to where you guys can watch the what's going on in the brew house, watch those guys work. You've got, we've got a bunch of TVs in there. You guys will be showing the Jaguars game on Sunday, right? Yes, of course.
Yeah, we'll put it on. That's one thing we want to bring TVs back. We have a lot of people that come in. You know, we're not a sports bar, but people come in for those Thursday night games, Sunday days. You know, you got to have it. So.
Now, I know I'm in Dolphins country here. I know that. I'm actually a Dolphins fan, too. Jaguars fans don't hate me. I've been a Dolphins fan since I was a little kid. Used to watch with my dad. I've been to Dolphins games. I've been to the stadium when it's been through its various iterations and names Joe Robbie and pro player and whatever.
Joe Robbie.
So, yeah. And so the new, getting back to the tap room, okay? The new tap room is really awesome. It's big. You can move around. There are a lot of tables in there.
A lot of tables.
That you didn't have those before.
We didn't have those tables. We had some of the ones out here. I think the biggest thing, and I want to talk about the elephant in the room with the tap room, air conditioning.
Oh, there you go.
2 words for the summertime: air conditioning. That's
there you go.
Big thing that
AC, climate controlled, people.
AC,
yeah.
We don't need it right now, but I mean, you all know if you've been here before. It starts to get pretty crazy during spring, summer. When I
have been here in the past, even if I've been here in the summer, I've always sat in the beer garden just because I like the atmosphere. And you know, if I'm sweating a little bit and drinking my beer, that's okay by me, just because I like the atmosphere. But you guys also rearranged this entire beer garden. When I first walked in here today, this looks nothing like it did the last time I was here.
Right.
This is great.
Different. It's the same space. We have actually, like behind us right here is where our bathroom suites are. We have an entire suite of bathrooms, not just the 2 that we had kind of in the corner. We have a whole renovated bathroom suite. The beer garden where we're sitting in right now, the big tap room space that's out there. We also have cornhole, Jenga, all the games.
Activities
over in the corner.
are still there.
More tables.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as the eye can see, we could probably hold 300 people just out here.
Right. Oh, easy.
And still have room on the inside. You know?
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
And
I'm excited for it.
There's a separate bar out here in the beer garden area as well. And there's a bar on the inside. So let's talk about the bar. How many taps do you guys have on the inside?
So the inside we have 23 taps, and of those 23, 2 are nitro lines. So we're bringing back the nitro lines. A lot of people are really excited. I'm really excited for that.
Sure.
It's a really cool experience.
Well, with all the stouts and things you guys do here at Due South, it really lends itself to that. And you can do other things too, but... So
like right now we have our legendary milk stout on nitro, and we also have 88 Shilling, which is a Scotch ale.
Nice.
That's on nitro too.
Nice.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah. And so 23 inside?
23 on the inside, which is going to be the taps that are open all the time. The taps, the bar that's out here, we're going to keep that for special events. So like Trench Day, that's where all of our Mariana Trench beers are going to be.
And how many taps are out there?
There's 12 out there.
12, okay.
And so Trench Day, our anniversary, probably other special events that we can work on. You know, have big groups in here. We can open that up and have some really awesome
where you need the extra lines. Sure.
Like a dedicated bartender. Just really cool ideas that we're coming up with here.
Yeah, and that was not, you hadn't tap room in the beer garden before, but this layout is really nice for the whole consumer experience. I think it's easy to move between the two. There's a lot of room to move around. So all in all, well done. I love it. I think it's great.
Thank you. Yeah, we're really excited to see how people react to the space. We've been making some small adjustments here or there, but honestly, everyone just kind of comes in and goes, you know, holy, you know.
I think that's what I did. I said something to the effect.
And the guy behind you said the exact same thing, so it's fun to see that reaction.
Yeah, very cool. I'm excited to be here and to see all of this, and I'm excited for Trench Day to get more Due South beer. If you guys saw my video the other day, yesterday, I brought my cooler with, and I will be loading it up with a bunch of Due South cans to bring back with me. I can tell you that right now. I think that's about all I had, but before we sat down, we were talking a little while in the new cool tap room. What else do you guys have going on here at Due South? Anything coming up that you can tell us about as far as new releases or special events or any? I know you guys have been.
Yeah, Trench Day is
the big one, right?
We'll be at the Jupiter Craft Brewers Festival, which I know you're going to talk about.
Oh yeah, that was the other thing I wanted to. You guys are going to be there.
We'll be there.
So any details on beer that you're bringing to that?
If you can't make it to Trench Day, or you do make it to Trench Day and you want to just keep enjoying yourself, we will be bringing some Java Mariana Trench with us.
Awesome!
We will also be bringing some One Night Nibor, which is
new to me.
Done that in years.
I don't recall it.
I think we did it once or twice years ago.
And what is that?
It's a Scotch ale with cherries, oranges, and aged on bourbon oak.
Oh, wow.
It's basically an old-fashioned as a beer.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. I'm really stoked for that one because not only are we going to bring that to Jupiter, but the latest Sam Calagione, the Dogfish Head, and Beer Advocate homebrew book, Extreme Brewing, that's one of the recipes that is in that book. So it's our recipe scaled down to homebrew size that you can brew it at home if you want to.
Do it yourself, right? Oh, so very cool.
It's real exciting.
Very cool.
We're bringing that out to Jupiter. And then the other big thing I guess I want to talk about here is Girl Scout cookie pairing.
Oh, always fun, always fun.
Sure, there's breweries that do that.
Beer and cookies, yes, right.
Yeah, we're doing a Girl Scout cookie flight and beer pairing for 4 days next week. I believe 24th through the 27th.
Nice.
The entire day. There's no time like you have to come here between 6 and 7. It's anytime show up, say I want the cookie flight. 3 cookies, 3 beer tasters, and yeah, you're having.
Well, I won't be here during the week, but I will be back next weekend for Jupiter Fest, so I'll definitely have to stop by. And of course, we have to get pictures again.
Yeah,
I love doing that with you guys. And let's see, I think that was kind of it. Yeah, we talked about Jupiter. I'm excited about that. Oh, one more thing. Yeah, how could I forget? The one I'm drinking. This is brand new. This is the Coastline Lager. Can you guys see that out there in this awesome Due South glass? This is the Coastline Lager. How new is this? When did you guys tap this?
It's very new. We had been working for the last couple of months on perfecting a recipe for this. It's a brand new recipe that we're doing. It's an American style lager, a traditional American style lager. and the fact that we use 2-row barley, some rice, and lager yeast. It's very, very simple.
Yeah, it is.
The idea is
very nice.
We're doing it in tall boys and 16-ounce cans.
They're coming back in my cooler.
Awesome. Yeah, I had some. We brought some home a couple weekends ago to see, how many can we drink? Well, how many can we drink at one time? But can you have two and still want to enjoy yourself? And the answer is yes.
Yeah. I had
4% alcohol. It's so easy.
Just going to bring that up. Yeah.
Very, very light.
I had a sip of this before we started, and it's very crisp, very easy to drink. Of course, I got it on tap. It's extremely fresh. But a lager should pretty much always taste like that, I believe. And this is a very nice, easy drinking lager. I'm really enjoying it. And I'll enjoy it more when I'm done talking about all the events and stuff. That's when I'll finish this one. So anything else you would like to tell us about anything Due South?
I could probably talk a year off.
I know. We could record an entire day video, I think.
I will leave it at get your Trench Day tickets. Today you have until about 11:30 tonight to order them online. Otherwise, you got to show up
in person at the door.
You don't want to wait in line for that.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Pick them up now. It's unlimited beer sampling, and then it's the first time that you'll be able to pick these up. If there's any left after that, maybe there's some on Sunday. Who knows? Probably not, but you never know.
Well, I for one am extremely excited, and thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me.
Yeah, of course.
This has been great. I always love seeing you, and I love being here, and the whole Due South family. I enjoy this a lot, and I have, like I said, for a number of years. So I'm excited to be back. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Yeah. Thanks, Doug. Now he's going to go back to work. So now we're going to be talking about events and things of that nature. I'm just going to move the trench cans over. You guys get to look at those. How awesome was that? Thanks so much to Doug at Due South for taking the time to do that. That was just a great experience. And like I said, I'm excited to be here. So let's get on with whatever else we're talking about. We've got a bunch of things. I'll be running through them really quickly. So last week we had some news, so let's talk about news. Last week when I did this video, while I was recording the video in Jax Beach, some news hit the social media that Zeta Brewing out of Jax Beach is rebranding, retooling, and revamping its entire concept. So it will be rebranding as Ruby Beach in Jax Beach. And as you know, they had a beer named that, and there is a beach in Jax Beach named Ruby Beach. That's where the name comes from. So that should be opening in a few months. Personally, I think that's a great idea and a great format. I'm happy to see it, and I think a lot of the craft beer geeks around the Jax area are looking forward to that as well. So we'll be looking forward to that. Stay tuned for that. Okay, other news. In November, Cigar City announced this new logo. I did a making headline story about that on BrewNymph.com in November, and they just released just last night. I'm recording this, by the way, on Friday, January 19th. So Cigar City just released last night a statement where it announced a refreshed look for its packaging. So if you're looking for Cigar City cans on the shelves, you're going to notice that they look very different. You might not even recognize them from the pictures. I have a picture in the story on BrewNymph.com. Take a look at that. I had that story up about an hour and 5 minutes after I got that statement, so tried to get it up there as quickly as I could. So news out of Cigar City. And now we'll go to the other end of the state, South Florida again. Funky Buddha, as you know, released its 2018 distribution schedule. I wrote about that a week or so ago. And they also just had Maple Bacon Coffee Porter Fest. That was last Saturday in Oakland Park. And of course, January 26th will be Maple Bacon Coffee Porter Draft Day. So you'll be able to find MBCP all over the state, bars, restaurants, and the list of those is starting to come out. I have one of those up on BrewNymph.com. We'll be adding more on my tap disc calendar around the Jacksonville area. So stay tuned for that, January 26th. In Untapped news, we mentioned Untapped. If you guys check into the beer app that everybody seems to love and go crazy, I need the badge and I need the check-in. Last Saturday, January 13th, a beer geek in Southwest Florida hit number 10,000 untapped beers, and that was at Bury Me Brewing in Fort Myers. And not only did he hit the number unique 10,000, but he did it with a beer that he and Bury Me collaborated on. So if you see the story on BrewNymph.com that I wrote last Sunday morning, I have some insights into the number 10,000 beer. I have some background about Untapped in case you don't know what it is. And there's some information in there you may not know. And a little bit about Bury Me Brewing, who, by the way, I had a great time hanging out with those guys at Hogtown Fest last April. And I put another one of the pictures with one of their props in the story just because, well, I had to. It was so much fun. So those are some news items that are on BrewNymph.com and things that you might want to know about. So we're going to talk right now about BEERFEST. Going to run through them real quick because we've been talking about these, but BEERFEST season is here. So as I mentioned, we've got Trench Day, January 20th here at Due South. Great fest, looking forward to it. And going beyond that, also on the 20th, we've got Miami Beer Festival, Marlins Park, South Florida. St. Pete Beer and Bacon Fest over on the other side in St. Pete with chef-prepared dishes to go along with bacon. Sounds like a lot of fun. And going into next weekend, January 27th, I mentioned this one before, Jupiter Craft Beer Fest in, of course, Jupiter. Now this is my staff badge from, 2013. I've been going to this fest every year since at least 2013, might have been there in 2012. I missed 1 year, but other than that, it's one that I always go to. Tickets will sell out, guys, so if you haven't gotten those yet, get them this week. Civil Society and Das Biergarten are right there in the Abacoa Town Center as well. Always a great place to stop there. I know a lot of Civil Society heads out there, and that's right there. Very cool spot if you haven't been there. I've been there, very cool place. The Field of Beers on Friday night event sold out within hours, so that won't be available, but get tickets for Jupiter. Going into February, Intuition Ale Works, of course, in Jacksonville with its Underdark Day release, and that'll be happening on February 3rd, as will Central Florida Brewers Fest in Sanford, February 3rd. And moving ahead into other events in February, DeLand Craft Beer Fest. Don't know if you could see the cup. This is my cup from last year. I have a recap story from that on BrewNymph.com. And this is a really fun fest. I mentioned that last week. Fun event if you're around DeLand, and if you don't know where it is, it's just west of Daytona in Volusia County. Takes over the streets of downtown DeLand, set up along a couple of streets that intersect. Great fest. I loved the new layout last year. Also on the 10th, J-Dubs Brewing Dub Fest anniversary in Sarasota. You know, the guy in the cow suit, the cow porter. So that's always a lot of fun. I love Jeremy in that suit. Also on the 10th, Brew Miami at FIU, February 10th. Heading on a little longer, WakeFest, J. Wakefield anniversary in Miami, February 17th. Florida Craft Brew and Wing Fest, Vero Beach, February 17th. Recap about that on BrewNymph.com from last year. I've been there as a vendor and an attendee number of times. On the other side of the coast, Bonita Brew Fest, February 17th. Sounds like a great fest. I haven't been to that one, but I've seen pictures of it and I look at these things all the time. It looks like a very nice fest in a great venue as well. That brings us to Riverside Craft Beer Fest in Jax, February 24th. I did a preview story and an interview with the chairman of that one. It's on the website, check it out. Then we head into March. There's a lot going on in March. FBG Fest, Naples Craft Beer Fest, to name a few. And even April, it's all there on the site. Looking into the local Jacksonville area calendar, we're going to run through these really quick because it's all on the Tap This page, but heads up on a few of these in February. Atlantic Beach Brewing with a new bottle release on February 10th, Red Velvet Imperial Stout, just like the cake, it sounds awesome. There's a growler team relay, Wicked Barley to, Zeta on February 17th. I need to check into that and see if that one is changed in any way. But check that out if you like to run a longer distance. And Running of the Bulls 5K at Intuition on the 18th. That is for Arc of Jacksonville. Another heads up in March. GastroFest will be on March 24th, and there is a homebrew competition at this year's GastroFest. I was a judge there a couple of times. So get your entries in. That's March 24th. All you homebrewers for GastroFest Homebrew Competition, Jack's March 24th. So let's look real quickly at this week's calendar, including some Jaguars watch party on Sunday the 20th, or Sunday the 21st, right? First of all, we're going to talk about the 20th. We already mentioned Trench Day, so looking forward to that. And if you're watching this after the 20th, there's a lot more things that we can talk about, including this one. Ellipsis in Orlando will be having its grand opening on January 20th, starting at 1 p.m. I haven't been there, but hearing some good things, especially about their IPAs. So congratulations to them. The other beer fests I already mentioned. There's a beer and food pairing at Atlantic Beach, Saturday, January 20th. Okay, what we've been waiting for, right? Go Jaguars! AFC Championship. Guys, did you think that we would ever say this? Here's my AFC Championship shirt. I wore this last Sunday. I'll be wearing this again on Sunday for the AFC Championship game. Go Jaguars! Real quick, gonna run them down. We've got watch parties at the following locations. Now, anywhere that there's a TV, you can watch it, but these are some spots that are having some specials on food and beer. So real quick, here we go. Fionn McCool's, Main and Six Brewing, Hyperion Brewing along with the chili cook-off. Jack's Watch Party at Brews, Atlantic Beach, also at Bartram Park. Bearded Buffalo, Riverside Jack's. I believe you can win a growler there if you guess the score. Dahlia's with a watch party. Crispy's in Springfield. Grape and Grain Exchange is doing a contest to get the winning or the scores after each quarter. Wicked Barley and Jack's will be having a 26-foot big screen TV. Complimentary brunch and watch party at Brick's Tap House. The brunch goes till 1 o'clock. Otherwise, there will be some specials after that. Really good beer stop, Pints and Potluck on Sunday. Jaguars watch party at Southern Swells Brewing with a big screen TV also. And those are a few of those. If I come across any more between now and Sunday, I'll add them. And the game at 3:05 p.m. It's the big one, guys. They win it, they go to the Super Bowl. I've been to a Super Bowl. As a matter of fact, I went to Super Bowl 41 in Miami. Well, that was Super Bowl 41, 11 years ago. Great experience. And if the Jaguars get there, I will be scrambling for tickets and arrangements for that. Going on through the week, we've got trivia, we've got tappings, all kinds of things. I want to mention that January 24th is Love Your Cans Day. So drink a can of beer on Wednesday, January 4th, and love a beer can appreciation day. So love those cans, okay? That goes back to 1935, I think. Porter versus Stout Night at Dahlia's. We've got ladies' nights, tappings. One thing I would like to mention, Thursday, January 25th, Dogs for Dogs Charity Night at Brews and Dogs St. Augustine, featuring Wynwood Brewing out of Miami, benefiting Wags and Whiskers. Always a lot of fun at those monthly charity events. There's also a Best Restaurants Bash hosted by Jacksonville Magazine on Thursday the 25th. And again, we've got tappings and trivia, ladies' nights, all those kind of things. Maple Bacon Coffee Porter Draft Day on the 26th. I mentioned that. Leading us into next Saturday the 27th, Southern Swells Jack's Beach with its first anniversary. And they released their tap list, some time tappings for the day. I have those listed on the site. I mentioned Jupiter Craft Beer Fest on the 27th, and a couple of other events around the Jacksonville area I'd like to mention. Barks and Brews at Engine 15 downtown, which will be benefiting Swamp Haven Rescue, and a Living History series at Veterans United Craft Brewery in Jacks with a war veteran talking about his experiences. One final thing, Sunday, January 28th, there is a chili cook-off at Green Room Brewing, Jack's Beach, to benefit Friends of Jacksonville Animals. So if you want to get your chili in there, enter that at Green Room. All right, and that's pretty much it. Have a great week, everybody, and go Jaguars. Get my shirt right here. Go Jaguars! I can't believe it. It's what everybody's been waiting for, right? Bold City Brigade, the fans, everybody been waiting for. Thanks again to Doug from Due South. That was a phenomenal interview talking with him. And other than that, have a great week. See you around a beer fest, a beer event, anywhere. And I'll be back in South Florida next weekend. And other than that, just have a great week, everybody. And let's get a beer, Florida.